Dumb football questions from the audience, always welcome every single week. Drop them in the YouTube comment sections. Click that like button and the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel. We will. There's a bunch for the next few weeks here, man. Like people are on fire with these questions. Let's start with this one. From The End is the End, 123. What do players think of fans?
I love fans. I love them. They're the whole reason I can do what I do.
Pretty much.
Right? Like,
and
without them, we don't get paid. Right? Without fan support, without any of that, like we cannot play a child's game for a living. Like without the fans, we are nothing. Now there are good fans and there are bad fans, but all in all, you love the fans, right? And I try to always remember it's the few that try and ruin it for the many, right? Like if you say, I'd say 95% of fans are great, right? Across all sports, they're phenomenal. They support, they buy tickets, they buy merch, they talk about you, all the things. But the 5% just make the other 95% look horrible, right? When you're sending kill yourself or sending terrible, that stuff's just not called for at all. But overall, love fans.
Dude, love them, especially when they support you. And then the best fans are the ones that when you lose a game, they're still behind you. You'll be walking around the mall or whatever, and they're like, "Hey man, don't worry, you get them next week." The worst are like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" You're like, "Dude, stop, just stop." But yeah, I agree 100%. I love the fans. Best fans I ever had was in Santa Clara, in San Francisco. They were the best, dude. They are diehard, unbelievable. Growing up a Brownies fan, they were super diehard for Cleveland. But I understand why some people get out of control. Fan stands for fanatic, right? So they're going to be all the time. So when you catch these dudes sometimes that are super upset, you got to deal with it. They're upset. They paid a ton of money to come watch the game. You lost. You're like, "Yeah, dude, we totally fucked that up. My bad." Well, we're going to fix it. We're going to get it. But it's the worst is when you're with your family. Or they call you. That's when you're like, "Dude, come on, man. I got the kids here. I don't really feel like talking about football around the kiddos." But you catch me alone, dude, I'll have a fucking 3-hour conversation with you. I can go over what I think we should change too. "Yeah, dude, let's talk. You want to talk ball? Let's talk ball. I'll talk ball. If you're mad, just don't cuss at me." True story. Last night, I'm at baseball practice. Speaker's going. I'm talking to Coach Dez. Coach Dez is a police officer. He clearly approves of the music. It's nothing bad. It's just really loud. We're playing baseball. I'm playing catch with a football with Coach Dez. My wife is talking to the other coach. By the way, my wife's head coach. So she's the boss. It's her music.
Yeah.
I go to run this out route. This guy's standing there, and we all kind of just stopped. And out of nowhere, this guy's like, "Can you turn this shit down?" Instantly, I'm back in football mode. "Fuck you just say?" Dez is the best. Dez handled it amazing. He literally looked at this guy and was like, "No, you're not going to talk to us like that. That's the 12-year-olds are over there. You can talk to me like a man." This guy was instantly put in his place, and I was quick to be.
Was this a parent?
No, it was some guy who just was like, "This music's inappropriate." I was like, "Dude, it's country music at 5 o'clock on a Thursday. What the hell is your problem? Are you out of your mind?" But instantly, it took me into that mode of when the people used to come up when you're with your kids, and they'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck?" You'd be like, "Dude, don't fucking start with me right now. You see the little one hanging on my hand? Don't be a dick. Got it? You see me without her, then you can come yell at me. Don't yell at me around the kiddos." It just puts you in a weird mindset, and at the same time, you're like, "Dude, chill."
It is weird. Oftentimes, I feel like on the fan side of things, you look at players as
robots,
things or commodities, or just filling out a jersey on my favorite team, and you come and you go, and the laundry stays the same. But yeah, you guys have families, you guys have thoughts and emotions and all this stuff. You're dealing with actual human beings for the most part.
And I don't even mind getting booed in the stadium. I get it. You're pissed. You're pissed. And here's the thing, and this is what I want every fan to understand. You think you're fucking mad? You think you're mad? I'm the one in here getting my ass kicked. I'm really fucking mad. And I promise you, I said everything I had to say to those coaches that the fans would have been like, "All right, Booney, I respect you now." We were thinking it. You actually said it. We were all the same. And when they would boo, it would just make us more frustrated. It was God damn, now they're turning on us. It just feels like the whole world's kind of coming down on you. You're we're in our house. They're getting mad. We're getting our asses kicked. The coaches are getting mad. You feel like everything's just closing in around you. And then you can't get anything fixed because everyone's just yelling at each other. And you're like, this is just a wasted fucking day. This is going to be an L for sure. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Jay. We've been booed. It's rough. You're like, you hear him coming, and you're like, I know. I can't hear the play call.
That being said, when you're on the other side of it, and you can make a home team crowd boo their own home team, there's not a better feeling. Like there's not a better feeling than when you're just laying it on and they're just boo, and you're like,
That's right.
go again.
Keep them coming.
right.
Keep
Yeah.
'em coming.
Do it again.
Like when you see the guys talking to the fans, like, did you see the guy? Remember the guy last year? Fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah.
That shit's that. There is no better feeling in the world when you're like, that's right. You paid to come watch your team, and we just dick stomped them all over your fucking field. Now we're gonna get out of here. Where are my chicken tendies? I gotta go.
Chicken tendies.
Dude, chicken tendies after a game. Oh,
Let's go.
Until the time that we came here and we had to eat healthy. Remember that?
Yeah.
We're gonna try a new healthy plan.
We were like, no, ice cream. I want the
I want
ice
the
cream
shit
bars.
after the game.
I want the candy. I want the PB and J's. Like, shuffle them this way.
Sugar.
Cameron Hernandez has the next one here. He says, during your careers or even after your careers, how often did you guys specifically get recognized in public? Offensive line, it's tough. You got a helmet on. You're
Here,
in
I'll
the
say
trenches.
here in Nebraska, quite often because they're nuts. Like, I mean, there's still times that I'll get and I mean, it might be still because I do a lot of radio work and like I'm still pretty involved in the program. But I mean, in Minnesota, even when I come back, like there's definitely times that if like Boone and I are together,
Oh yeah.
we get recognized because it's like two large humans, like probably played, and then they'll be kind of like, I bet you that's probably like, and then I've seen people look it up on their phone, right? Like when I was on a flight to
Two
I was on a
large
flight to
humans.
Buffalo. I was on a flight to Buffalo, and like I had my bag tag that said Jeremiah Sirles, and I saw the person in front of me Google it, and then it was like literally I was sitting behind her, and I was like, oh yep, she's in. She turned, she goes, you play for the Bills, right? I'm like, yes, actually I do, right? Like, so like it's just little thing like that. I wouldn't say it's overwhelming at all by that means, but I still get noticed quite often in Nebraska more than Minnesota or anywhere else.
Booney?
Not that much. I mean, here in EP a little bit, but for the most part, I don't really go anywhere.
That's also true.
I don't go anywhere. Jay will tell
should,
you I don't leave.
We should parade Boone around and see.
No,
see
I like to
people
lay in the
like-
shadows, dude. You know me. I'm a mushroom.
Put them in the closet and feed them shit.
That's right.
That guy 2372 says, do players have 24/7 access to the practice facility, and do any players spend ridiculous amounts of time there?
Sorry, I've got
Yes.
a child in my room.
Don't even worry about it. I can take this one over 100%. Yes, 24-hour access. It is awesome. The kitchen does close, though, at certain times. There is a snack room that you can go in. The snack room has like 10 varieties of cereal, 10 varieties of Nutri-Grain bars, basically any juice you can think of, any water, any Gatorade, anything that mixing shakes, protein, milk, oats, bananas, apples. Like, dude, you can do whatever you want.
That's all just self-serve whenever you want.
Self-serve whenever you want. So like in between meetings, you're hungry, you would just run into the snack room real quick. You get some cereal, you'd get some nuts. Some coaches were dicks. They wouldn't let you eat in the room, so you had to eat it real quick and then walk in the room. People were like, oh, he's hungry. But you have full access to everything. Like key card works all times of the day. Guys will come in, and I'm just going to say this since we're out of the league and I'm never going to name names. There were some guys that lived at some of the facilities that I stayed at. I'm not against it. Like when I was a rookie, I pretty much lived at the facility. Like I shared an apartment with a dude, and we were both rookies, and we were Britt Miller, and we actually were like, dude, we have to live here. We have to be seen here all the time. So we would stay till like past midnight, and we were there at like 4 a.m. because we just didn't want to get cut. And so we would go in, eat breakfast, lift, chill, wait for the guys, lift again. Like you were just there all day. And a lot of times some of the guys would come in at night, like in the off season, obviously, and they would get in the sauna like late at night. They'd be like, dude, I can't feel like shit tomorrow. So they would go into the sauna late at night. And then sometimes you'd come in, there'd be a little party going on. Like somehow a like recovery session turned into a new party. And you were like, what the fuck? How did this happen? And now like 10 guys are there. And we're like, wow, we all have the same mindset tonight. How fucked up are we? Like, dude, it's a lot of fun. And then I used to hear stories from the guys way back that were like, yeah, dude, back in the day, they let you bring chicks in here and nobody would care. And then that shit would get crazy. And you'd be like, there's no way that anyone ever brought a chick back here. And like, dude, this was before cameras. This was before anybody
my
gave a fuck. They used to bring girls into the hot tub. I was like, hey, we changed this water, right? And they were like, we change it pretty regularly after we found out about that. I was like, really? They're like, yeah, no shit. Like, we caught a ton of you guys, like, just bringing chicks in here all the time. And so the security went way up. Like, You can get away with a lot in a facility, and it's not wrong. It's a sanctuary. Like, it's where you go when you're like, I need to be left alone.
Yeah, I can remember my rookie year in San Diego. I can't remember who it was. Someone stole like 6 pallets of Gatorade, right? Like all the Gatorade got, like the bottles got dropped off, and we had a team meeting, and they're like, "Listen, someone last night stole 6 pallets of Gatorade. We have you on camera. You should just come clean, say who you are." And no one did, and so they pulled up the security cam footage of this black truck backing down to where the ramp is, and then he gets out. The player's clear as day, like clear as day, and he's just throwing pallets of freaking Gatorade into the back of his truck.
Shut up! I know you're lying. I
swear to God, dude, he's just throwing it in there, and then everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
But what's he doing with them? They're free.
Just taking them to the house because he doesn't want to buy any, so he just wants to take them all to the house for the kids.
That's lazy.
For the kids, for the family, whatever it was, dude. It was so bad. He got cut very quickly after that because he was like a second-year player. It was
when you saw him, did you guys all look at him like
100%? Everyone was like,
"You're stupid."
Dude, there's a camera.
What was he doing when it became obvious who it was? Did he just sink in his chair?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I could imagine.
The head coach was like, "So, what do you have to say for yourself?" He's like, "Coach, I just wanted to get some drinks for the kids for the house." He's like, "I don't care. This company property." Like, he went on this whole thing. We're like, well, a little high fetch there, but
little bit.
Sure enough, like, can't steal from the team. See where the line is drawn, right? Like, don't steal the Gatorades.
Listen, as long as you ask for something, they will give you.
Yeah, as a rookie though, like Boone said, like
want.
we lived in the Holiday Inn in San Diego, right? Like, it was horrible. Our best choice for food was the Jack in the Box right across the street. So like I used to like backpack. You just shove it full of Gatorades. You'd shove it full of bars.
You didn't go crazy though.
No, but like enough to get you
pallets.
through like the week. Like right, you're like I need drinks in the hotel room, and then you'd go like at lunch. You'd be like, hey, can I get a box? Right, like you'd sub a box for dinner later that night. Like you try and eat as much as you can and do everything you can there. But you don't steal. Like
I don't think they cared about that either. Like they told us all the time, like, dude, take food home, do what you got to do. Like, we're not trying to be dicks, but the minute you take, like, if you needed a pallet of Gatorades, all you had to do was go over and be like, hey, can I get this pallet of Gatorades? And they'd be like, yeah, sure, dude, it's yours anyways. And they just take it and go. But if they found out that you went behind their back,
1 in the morning, back in the truck into the facility,
dude,
not a good look.
I'm warning you, like, this league is a lot about trust, and as long as they trust you and you trust them, it's going to be a great relationship. But the minute that they're like, we can't trust this guy because he's going to steal fucking Gatorades from us, like, they're like quick to be like, you're out. And the problem is, once they cut you for something like that, they're going to tell everybody. Yeah. Why'd you cut him? We cut him because he stole from us. Oh, take him off our fucking board. Like, you're never getting another chance.
You know, this happens in media too. I'm not sure if you knew this, but
I don't know that if I believe this.
So
not probably to the quantity that we stole.
No, but I used
girls
to,
in the hot tub, Mac. How dare
that
you?
happens in media all the time. Yeah, I used to cover the Vikings as a writer reporter back. This is probably now like 12, 13 years ago at the old. This is the old Winter Park facility that they used to have.
We were there.
Yep, you were there toward the end of that run. And so on Wednesdays, the big media day where the head coach does the press conference and the coordinators and all this stuff and the quarterback, the PR staff would always order pizza. And they would always order. It wasn't just like your crappy chain pizza. It was like there was like 2 or 3 great places, and they would order like 20 boxes of pizza for the assembled media there because you're all camped out working all day. And there was one particular member of the media.
I think I know who it is.
Who I saw this happen one day.
Is he in Denver? Is he in Denver?
I can't. No.
Is he in Denver? No, I knew it. I knew it.
I don't want to say anymore, but no, not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls his car up around the front of the building, leaves it running, walks inside, through the lobby, into the media room, grabs 4 boxes of large pizza, walks out, puts them in his car, and drives away. Did not work, did not go to the press conferences, nothing. Just knew that there was free pizza, showed up. This happened regularly, by the way, in the days that I covered this team.
I love that.
I'm proud of that person.
Milk them for all they're worth, baby. Milk them for all they're worth.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
One more quick. We got like a minute left here. So YHW says, who is the most revolutionary O-line coach that you know and why?
Ooh, this is really a good question. I don't know that you should ask this one.
We could wait. We
should wait on this one
because
I have multiple answers as to why. Give me a quick one. Heavy hitter.
Okay.
Quick
Let's
one.
go. Tony Owens, would players rather play on Thanksgiving? What would they rather play or not play on Thanksgiving or Christmas Day?
I'd rather play on Thanksgiving.
I'd rather play on Thanksgiving. I'd rather be
Such
at home.
a legendary
Christmas
Christmas
with the
is,
family.
yeah.
Even if you have to work, you get to usually come in late, wake up with the kids. Like I would much rather playing on Thanksgiving too is just timeless.
Dude, it's
Like,
legendary. I'm telling you.
The turducken, like
yeah.
it's timeless.
Yeah.
I would much rather play on Thanksgiving.
You know everybody's like, and here's the problem. Depending on which game you are, you know what stage people are in. If it's like the early game, you know they're pregame and you're like, I'm getting the rowdy bunch. If it's the midday, you're like, oh, they're eating. So they're probably sitting and they're chilling. If you get the afternoon, you're like, there's no way anybody made it through the day. There's no way anybody but under the age of 25 is watching. Like it's just, it's a mess, dude. It's funny because like if you get, we played Detroit in the first game, right? It was the first game of the day. And then like they woke us up at like 5 a.m. to go out and we were like, holy shit. It was some of those games are really tough because it's Thursday. We had just lost to Cardinals. We were like, fuck, man, we're hanging on by a thread. Earliest game in the world. Fourth play of the game, we lose our center. We're like, okay. Everybody's coming to my house still, right? Remember that, Jay? I was like, you guys are still, like third quarter, I'm like, hey, you guys are still coming over, right?
All the wives were cooking.
Mama's making a lot of food. You guys better not fuck me over on this.
Also, but last thing here, I can't believe you're wearing that hat after the embarrassment that the Stallions just dragged
Ding
you
him.
up
Ding him.
Ding
and
me for
down.
what? For being loyal to my UFL football team? Is that a fine now?
Yes.
Showing loyalty to my UFL team?
Hey, no, I'm just saying it's
Sympathy
embarrassing.
fine.
It's an
Look at you.
embarrassment for you to watch.
I think didn't we block a punt late and then couldn't cash in?
Couldn't
on
cash in. AJ McCarron just doing AJ McCarron things.
Did you guys really watch it?
I watched everything.
Oh my goodness. Is that a tiny hand I see? Oh, mine came down earlier with the water balloons. I told him get the hell out of here.
Being shy.
There.
Aylin, you want to say hi?
You want to say hi to the
hi.
O-line, the
Man,
O-line
what's
committee?
up, buddy?
We got crazy hair.
Oh, look at that cutie pie.
I got the crew, so I got to go. Apparently, Octonox has ended, and we want to know if we want to watch more Octonox. So, heavy hitting questions here on a Friday.
See you guys. O-line committee out.